We've now seen some examples of markets with asymmetric information. Used car markets, where the owner of the used car knows a lot more about that car than any potential buyer. Or unemployment insurance markets, where the applicants for insurance know a lot more about their likelihood of becoming unemployed than any insurance company does. Those are examples of asymmetric information in output markets. But of course, those are not the only examples we could think of. In fact, think of any kind of insurance. The applicant always knows more than the insurance company does. You know a lot more about what kind of driver you are than any car insurance company does. You know a lot more about your health status and your future health risks than any health insurance company does. So in insurance markets, the applicants know more than the companies do. Or we could think of a market like the consumer electronics market, where the firms that produce the electronics know a lot more about whether they're producing high quality or low quality products than the consumers do. But asymmetric information doesn't just appear in output markets. It can appear in input markets as well. Think about job applicants. When you apply for a job, you know a lot more about what kind of employee you intend to be. Maybe this is your dream job, the kind of job you want to hold for a very long time. You're going to end up investing a lot in that job, putting in a lot of effort, becoming a great employee. Or maybe for you it's a transitional job to the kind of job you really want that you're still looking for. In that case, you're going to put in less effort and put more of your effort into searching for that job that you really want. Or think about being an employer who is recruiting employees. You know a lot more about what it's like to work in your company. Maybe this company is riddled with dysfunctional office politics, a really unpleasant place to work. Or maybe it's the kind of place where people get along and look forward to coming to work. Or we could think about markets we haven't talked about much. Financial markets. Financial markets take in money from households who save and provide that for investment. So maybe you want to invest some in your home or buy a new home. In that case, you're going to want to apply for a loan from a bank. So you're going to apply for a loan, and you know a lot more about your ability to repay that loan than the bank does. So you have more information than the bank. Or think about stock markets. The CEOs of firms know a lot more about the financial health of their firms and the future financial prospects than investors do. So again, we have asymmetric information. And we can see that asymmetric information can appear in any of those markets. But whenever there's asymmetric information, someone has an incentive for some of that information to be revealed. And the market participants can reveal information in one of two ways, either through signals or through screens. A signal occurs whenever the informed party, the one who has information, reveals information to the uninformed party. A screen, on the other hand, is when the uninformed party puts effort into gathering information. Think, for example, about the used car market. Maybe you own a used car and you really think it's a high-quality car. You can signal that by offering a 90-day warranty or a 90-day money-back guarantee on that car. Or maybe you're interested in buying a used car, and you can screen for information by looking through Carfax reports or taking that car to a trusted mechanic to look for any hidden defects. In insurance markets, let's take the health insurance market. A company might screen for information by asking the applicant to go through a health screening, a health test. Or the applicant might want to signal that they're healthy by providing health records to the health insurance company. Or in the electronics markets, the firms that are producing the electronics might want to signal they're producing high-quality products by offering extended warranties. Or we can think about job applicants. They might want to signal that they're really good applicants by providing good references. Or the employers who are trying to hire them might screen for information, do background checks, conduct rigorous interviews, or even give tests to see what kinds of skills the potential employee has. Or an employer who's trying to signal that the work environment is good might point the employee to certain rankings that perhaps some magazine has done that says this company is really good to work for. Or when you apply for a loan, you might want to signal that you're really trustworthy by giving the bank some collateral, something that the bank can get to in case you don't repay the loan, so that gives the bank confidence that you in fact intend to repay the loan. Or the bank itself could screen for information by checking your credit score, seeing how well you've done in the past repaying loans that you've incurred in the past. Or in stock markets, it may be that the CEO wants to signal the financial health of the firm by being really transparent about sharing financial records of the firm or market studies about future trends. Or investors might do some homework, really screen for information about that firm that others may not have found. So, whenever we have asymmetric information, signals and screens could reveal some of that information and reduce that asymmetry of information. But it may also be that screening for a firm is too costly, or screening for an employee or whoever is the uninformed party might be too costly. In that case, it may be that new markets could emerge that actually gather information and provide that information to the uninformed party. Think, for example, about the loan market. We already mentioned credit ratings. Well, the bank itself doesn't check all the records to see how much you've repaid loans in the past. Instead, they go to a credit bureau that has gathered all that information and will sell it to the bank for a fee. So we have credit rating bureaus that have emerged in new markets to provide information. Or in stock markets, we have various firms that provide rankings and ratings of the financial health of firms. So they provide bond ratings, for example, where a higher bond rating indicates that you are more financially healthy as a company. Or in the case of job applicants, firms may find it too costly to do all the screening themselves. So they might hire another firm to do background checks and check into the history of the employee. Or an employer might participate in rankings that publications put forward about work environments, provide information to those ranking agencies that then provide that information to potential employees. Or in the case of consumer electronics, we have organizations like Consumer Reports, where they conduct rigorous tests of new consumer products and then provide that information to customers for a small fee. So, asymmetric information might emerge in all sorts of markets, but so does revelation of information through signals and screens, or the emergence of new markets that provide that information for a fee to those who are uninformed.